the Carbonite Jedi, where the Force will be with you always. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Krrsantan. If you've watched the Book of Boba Fett, he is the black Wookie bounty hunter that you see that was hired by the Twin Hutts. And I am going to tell you all about him. So stick around, sit back and relax, and let's get this video going. Some of Krrsantan's past remains shrouded in mystery, but what is known is unpleasant. When a squad of Transdoshans went to Kashyyyk to enslave another combatant for the fighting pits, they weren't prepared when they found Krrsantan instead. The Wookiee had no intention of being captured, however, and volunteered to go with them. The Zonti brothers trained Krrsantan in endurance and fighting without mercy as an investment in his future gladiatorial career. To give him an edge in combat, the brothers cybernetically enhanced the Wookiee's body with subdermal plating and endoskeletal enhancements. Krrsantan was a walking weapon and fought with a fury unmatched in the arena. In the early days of the Empire, Krrsantan worked for Jabba the Hutt. Jabba, furious that some of his men had been defeated in the desert sands, hired the menacing Wookiee to find the culprit. The trail took him right to the home of Owen and Beru Lars, Luke Skywalker's aunt and uncle. The bounty hunter dragged Owen to a camp nearby as Beru defended their home with a blaster in hand. There, Krrsantan came face to face with Ben Kenobi, who had sensed the disturbance in Force. The infamous Wookiee bounty hunter, Kenobi said, "I've heard of you. I know why you were forced to leave Kashyyyk and how you've disgraced your people ever since." Krrsantan overpowered the aging Jedi at first, fighting and swinging his massive arms. Kenobi struck back. A swing of his lightsaber carved a large scar over the Wookiee's eye. Owen made it to safety, and both Kenobi and Krrsantan lived to fight another day. In time, Krrsantan returned to Tatooine with Boba Fett. The two were hired by Darth Vader for his own personal missions. Boba Fett worked to locate the rebel pilot who blew up the Death Star. Krrsantan was tasked with finding a man working for Emperor Palpatine on a secret project. The Wookiee bounty hunter found his target quickly and delivered him to Vader, where he met one Dr. Chelli Afra. Afra hired Krrsantan on another job on behalf of the Dark Lord of the Sith. Together they robbed an Imperial cruiser loaded with credits and took a little extra for themselves without the other hired mercenaries noticing. The credits went to Darth Vader for the next part of his plan. Darth Vader and Krrsantan finally found Luke Skywalker on the planet of Vrogus Vas. Luke was on board the Millennium Falcon with Han Solo and Chewbacca when Krrsantan made his move. Chewbacca unleashed a ferocious attack, but he and Solo were ultimately outmatched by the former gladiator. In the end, the seemingly unstoppable Wookiee bounty hunter was finally taken down by C-3PO. Krrsantan continued to work for Vader, accepting a bounty to retrieve Afra from the rebels, dead or alive. Krrsantan, however, had a vested interest in keeping Afra alive, literally. She owed him money. He protected her and fought alongside her on more than one occasion, and most importantly, came to her rescue when the Sith Lord tossed her out an airlock. With Krrsantan's help, Afra survived and Darth Vader believed she was dead. The bounty hunter joined her crew. Dangerous jobs, heists, and searching for valuable artifacts were just a normal day for Afra and her team. Krrsantan was still a mercenary, however, and when a huge price was put on Afra's head, the Wookiee had no qualms about changing sides. "Okay, fair," Afra admitted. "That's a lot of money." Krrsantan's work eventually led him to employment by the twins after the end of the Galactic Civil War. The brother and sister crime lords, Jabba's cousins, made the journey to Tatooine to lay claim to Mos Espa. They sent the Wookiee to kill his former associate, Boba Fett, who had taken up residence in Jabba's palace. But Krrsantan was overcome and captured by the former bounty hunter and his new allies. Boba Fett chose to set Krrsantan free rather than imprison him. Later, in need of muscle, Fett brought the Wookiee into his crew. And that's the latest stop in Krrsantan's journey. Alright everyone, here is my take on Krrsantan. I think Krrsantan was just a selfish Wookiee looking out for himself. He didn't have any honor. One of the major things about Wookiees is their honor. and he could never go back to Kashyyyk due to his dishonor. If you compare him and Chewbacca to each other, they are polar opposites of each other. Krrsantan was ruthless, mean, and was only in it for the money. He would turn on you in an instant if it meant his own personal financial gain. He had no loyalty. His loyalty was only to himself and to the money. I agreed in the Book of Boba Fett with Fennec Shand when Boba Fett released Krrsantan, and instead of killed or imprisoning him, he let him go. And when Fennec Shand said no good would come of it, that's how I felt. And just because Boba Fett released him didn't mean he could get his loyalty from Krrsantan. I personally would not deal or have anything to do with Krrsantan. I would just leave well enough alone. All right, everyone, I want to know what you think about Krrsantan, his backstory, and any other ideas you might have about him or any other stories you might have about him. Did you agree with my opinion, or did you feel different about him? Start leaving your comments below right now so we can discuss it together. If you haven't had a chance to look at my other videos, I have some really interesting shorts of Do You Know about the Star Wars universe, the making of the Star Wars movies, and also some really interesting long-form videos that include interviews from 1977, unboxing of the Black Series action figures, and just a whole gambit of everything you can find in the Star Wars universe. Give it a shot and let me know what you think. Well, that's it for this video, but I'll be back soon with more Star Wars and other sci-fi movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, this is the Carbonite Jedi, where the Force will be with you always. Thank you so much for watching.